So we are finishing up sales. Is last week. We will be moving on to forces and motion. That unit will also consist of different. We're going to talk about Newton's law, different things like that, and we're going to do it for 2 weeks, and then we will be moving into the metabolic stuff. We're going to talk about ATP. We're going to go more in depth into enzymes, stuff like that that we didn't talk about in this unit. We're going to do it after forces. Um, and then I think we're going into either sounds or waves or something like that. And that's after Christmas. Um, but today we are doing the body system. I didn't realize this part of the curriculum for sales. So we're going to talk about all the different systems. Anything that is in black, write it down. Uh, so an atom, if we remember atoms from sixth grade, atoms turn into molecules. Molecules, when there's enough of them, they'll turn into different cells, as we see the plant cell biome. Um, the cells clump together, turn into tissues. Tissues turn into organs. Organs turn into organ systems. And then we are where we are with the human body, or also with animals or whatever. Um, so let's knock this out. Also, you will be doing a lab thing this week where you will be reviewing the cells, the different scientists. So you will be rotating. This should take about 2 days to finish. There will be also extra credit stations. Um, so you will have them after. I think this will take 2 days on the human body, going over the different organs. But you will have a slide that will tell you which stations are extra credit and which one are regular. Um, it will be a progression grade, so it will only be 30% of your grade. If you use your notes, you just escalated it to a mastery grade. So we are not using notes. It's just to see where you are. So then this is why it's a progression grade. If you use your notes, it will be a mastery. So the human body and systems. There's about 12 of them. I don't know if we're going over all 12, um, but we're going to go over majority of them. The skeletal system. So the skeletal system, as you see, there's over 200 plus bones. So if you take a class called Anatomy and Physiology, it will literally break down each of the different type of bones. I took it in high school. Most of the time, there's Anatomy Physiology 1, Anatomy and Physiology 2, especially when you get to college. If you are going into the science or medical field, you will be definitely taking the class. So the anatomy is pretty much what you're seeing, the bone structure, and the physiology is what is it doing. Um, so in the skeletal system, bones are definitely a major part, as you can tell. Joints are usually in between the bones. Just like if you hear somebody talk about their joints or their car is broke, that means that the joint is holding two other parts together, just like it is holding two other parts of bones. Um, the marrow is inside of it. It's usually like a really dark maroon brown type of color. Um, the biggest responsibilities of the skeletal system is to produce white and red blood cells and also to protect and support the structure of the organs in yourself. Um, without your skeletal system, you wouldn't be able to stand up. You wouldn't be able to sit up anytime. That's why your spine is very important because your spine is very flexible, but it also those bones in there help you sit up and stand up. Um, and also the disc and protects your organs, like your rib cage is that fundamental. If some impact hits you in the chest, it's covering your lungs, it's covering your heart. It's mostly got your liver and your stomach. That's why usually when people get in an accident and break a rib, sometimes your rib could puncture one of those organs that it's under. The muscular system. So your muscular system, as you can tell, you see all the different muscles all over your body and how they don't all go in a straight line. These your muscles pretty much help you move. Um, not only does it help you move around, but it also helps move your bones around. Um, that is why your muscles and your bones are very important. And that's why if you get a major injury to a muscle, they rip and tear that, especially athletes, they tear their ACL a lot. This is why this could put some, as you see, NFL And NBA players, they are out if they pull certain muscles. Muscles are very hard um, to regenerate to the fact to where they go back to where they used to be. Um, that is also with bones. Bones, when you break them, that's why they try to put a cast or braces to keep it in place, or screws or pins, so that it can try to grow back where it somewhat used to be. That's why you get a lot of people that get arthritis um, in their bones because they have wore them out. Uh, so your muscles, when you look at the front and the back of the leg, and you see how red your muscles are when you are an athlete or you do labor intensive work, um, when you're not drinking a lot of water, eating bananas, stuff like that, you can build up lactic acid, which will sit on your muscles. And so when the blood starts flowing, and when those red blood cells are trying to drop off oxygen to your muscles, they can't because the lactic acid is on top of it and it won't let your muscles breathe. That is how you get Charlie horses. So that is why it is very important that you drink a lot of water and you eat bananas. If you don't like bananas, they have potassium vitamins that you can take uh, to help out with that. Also, if you go to a masseuse or a physical therapist, it is very good after to drink a lot of water because when they start working on your body and messing with your muscles, they are moving that lactic acid off of those muscles and moving around it is now in your bloodstream. So to get it out, that's why you need to drink the water. If not, it'll reattach to the muscles or go somewhere else in the body and lay on those muscles. Cardiovascular cardiovascular system, mouthful. So the major parts of this system is the blood, of course. and your heart and your blood vessels. As you see in the slide, the big old red thing that is lightly colored red, that is your heart. And your heart is pumping all of that blood around. Yes, some of your blood it has a blue tint to it. That is the unoxygenated blood. So all that carbon monoxide that is in your blood, um, dioxide in your blood is the blue parts, and the oxygenated where you are breathing is the red part. Um, so your cardiovascular system is pretty much a system that moves around oxygen, but also it moves around different nutrients that you take in from eating, also from vitamins, and it's distributed throughout your body. It also cleans out the waste. And that is why I said when you are dealing with muscles and how the lactic acid sits on your muscles, this is that's why I told you to drink water because your cardiovascular system is moving it around, and as you drinking water, it'll flush out and it will leave your body. Um, so this is why you should eat. There's different fruits and vegetables that you can eat that will help out with blood. Also, there are a lot of different illnesses like sickle cell and stuff that that you will, if you ever get it, you have to make sure that you take different cautions and procedures um, when having that illness. And then there's just all types of stuff that your cardiovascular system does and the different veins and stuff. We are definitely not going in depth because you see the different vena cavas and the different alternary auxiliary stuff. But it is really in depth, and all of these things are very, very important. Um, but not for this class. Your nervous system is a major, major part of your body. Your nerves are everywhere. Sometimes, if you let your nails on your finger or toenails grow too long, they will also grow nerves. That's why it's very, very, very good if you go cut them and keep them maintained so that you don't grow nerves in there. Because if you do, like it will, like you can't cut them then. It's very, very painful. Um, your nerves control your senses, directs other systems. If something is you're walking toward it and it feels hot, guess what? It's your nervous system telling you that is hot. That's why you'll start sweating. And that's when, or if you're outside and it's cold and you're not wearing a jacket and it's freezing, and it's snowing. Um, your nervous system will tell the rest of your body, hey, guess what? We are going to move the blood from your feet all the way up to your brain so that it is protected and then the rest of your body's not. Um, that is what your nervous system does. It tries to protect you the best way possible. Um, the digestive system. So when the major players in the digestive system is definitely your mouth, because that's where it all comes in from. Your esophagus, because it has to go down it. Your liver, your pancreas, and your intestines. And it is responsible for breaking down foods. So your mouth breaks down into smaller pieces by chewing in your saliva. Um, your esophagus is a muscular tube which food travels down from your mouth to your stomach. Then it ends up in your stomach, and those different juices that are in your stomach and liquids will are mixing and churning the food and breaking it down. Um, that's why if you eat certain food that you get heartburn and it'll go from those acids will come up from your stomach and it goes back up your esophagus. And that's why they call it heartburn because it People literally at once upon a time thought it was your heart that was burning. But it'll go up your esophagus. Sometimes it can go out your nose or out your mouth. Um, that is why eating certain things at certain times is not good for you. Um, if you know you have acid reflux, then you need to watch certain food that you eat and the time because it can hurt you, especially if you're asleep and it comes up in your sleep, especially if you're not on your side and sleeping on your face or on your back. Um, your pancreas has a whole bunch of enzymes that go into your small intestines that also still help break down food. Um, your liver produces nutrients obtained from the food and other stuff. Your liver is pretty much your filter. It seeps out all the bad and keeps all the good. And that is why, drinking, drugs, and other stuff that is not healthy for you damages your liver. You can also um, live with portions of your liver. You don't need the whole thing. Um, that's why usually when they do a liver transplant, they either get a portion from somebody or they give the whole liver, but usually it's a portion. Um, when your liver stores bile, your it creates it and your gallbladder stores it. That's also where your gallstones come from. And passing gallstones is not a fun thing. Your small intestine, after the food leaves your stomach, it hits to your small intestines. Um, that's pretty much where the food is mainly digested. There's cilia in there that will take in the different nutrients from it. The rest of it will pass through the small intestines. And AKA, if you see all that light purple and how it's all bunched up and it's a lot of it, that is your small intestine. Your small intestine is not really small, it's usually large. Um, but your large intestines is where all the water from your digestive system is it goes to. That is your waste. Um, that is pretty much where your poop is created, is from your large intestine. Um, that's why they tell you to eat a lot of fiber, because fiber helps with that. It helps clear your large intestines out. Um, your rectum, it stores the waste until it leaves the body through the anus. Um, so when you poop, that's where it will go. Um, this is why that you should eat healthy to make sure that you put in the good nutrients to help your system flow correctly. Anytime you're eating fast food or stuff that's not good to you, it damages the systems along the way. And the older that you get, you'll find out that you'll need to go to a doctor for all types of stuff um, dealing with this system. Um, so this is why you should definitely eat healthy. Do what you can. So this system, this is where your skin and your hair, your nails come from. Also, your skin is the biggest organ on your body. It protects your inner body and from all outside elements. It also helps it produce sweat and it gets stuff out of your system that's out of sweat. And if you see those like worm looking things off to the side of it, that is your sweat glands. It is pretty much pumping water out. It's not good for you. Um, and it leaves like a salty residue. Um, you getting leaves for dinner, these kids. Um, so this is where we are stopping for today. Make sure you keep your notes. We will finish it tomorrow. Um, and then we will go on and watch. I think we're gonna do a video. And then we are done with all the human systems. You will have health when you get in high school, and you will dive deep more into it. But what science, we're done with it. So make sure you copy this down. Um, and we will finish the rest tomorrow.